What's up, guys? My name's Michael Barrett. I'm here to talk to you about, despite some setbacks, on why the United States intervention in the world has genuinely been positive. Now, let's begin with, there have been some setbacks and there have been some rough times with it. We all know what's happened in Iraq and a lot of misconstruedness to people thinking that we went in there for personal greed. And a lot of the time, individuals in the United States feel that we do the things we do for personal greed. And there are cases to it. We'll just stick with Iraq. We'll talk about the oil, and people feel we went in there and got involved with that whole mess just to for an economic standpoint to benefit ourselves and gain some more oil from it. So other than that, though, I definitely feel that our U.S. military involvement in the world is a big time positive. Let's start with, a lot of the time people feel that when you hear military, you just hear infantry. And you just hear our military using our brute force. But a lot of time, people do not remember that the military is more than that. The military helps out the world in ways which carry more weight than anything. Let's talk about the humanitarian reasons on why the U.S. military involvement in the world is great. Start with natural disasters. Anytime there's a natural disaster, the U.S. military is first one there. We're sending troops, we're sending Navy, we're sending Army, we're sending all the resources necessary to help with these natural disasters. Now, I just wanted to narrow it down to two examples. We can talk about the hurricane in the Bahamas. That was devastating. The Bahamas was smacked with a hurricane that they couldn't control. So what the United States military chose to do was provide the Bahamas with the resources needed, the manpower needed, and the assistance needed to help not only save lives at that given situation, but help the Bahamas rebuild, get back on its feet. So by doing so, the United States military didn't use its brute force to go in there and benefit anything from the Bahamas. We actually lost resources by helping them, but we just took it upon ourselves that if we have the resources, then why not be the big brother? Why not help these people that need our help? So that's what we did. And we helped them get back on their feet. And if you have the resources, you should do it. Another example is the earthquake in Nepal. Devastating. Many, many lives lost. Businesses broken. Homes shattered. At the end of the day, these are humans. They didn't ask to have an earthquake come in and just blow their place up to smithereens. It just kind of happened. So, like previously stated, we chose to use the big brother role. We came in there, we provided the resources, our military provided the manpower, and we provided the assistance needed to help Nepal out at that given time, help them get back on their feet, help them move forward from the situation. And by doing so, that's pretty cool. To get involved in a situation where you don't need to get involved in, to help other people out because you can, has a lot of weight to it. Another area I wanted to talk about that the United States military has been super beneficial for the world is helping Japan. By helping Japan, we have not only helped them post-World War II economically grow, get back on their feet, become an amazing, amazing country, we've also allowed them to prosper. And That's huge. That's just us using our resources again, helping out a country in need and helping them grow. Yeah, there is some responsibility we probably feel towards it, but that's just what the United States does. If we could choose to, post World War II, just step back and, let them see what they can do. But I'll tell you what, leading into my next subtopic is by helping them and not stepping back, we have allowed them to maintain peace with their neighbors. Now, if we didn't jump into Japan and help them, they would be taken over. They would be overrun. I mean, let's just be honest. If we didn't help them get back on their feet, somebody would have came in there and taken Japan for themselves and grown as a power. But by us providing our military, we have allowed that not to happen. We have allowed Japan to kill it, to be an amazing place, to just grow. And it's awesome. Another place where I think the entire world needs to thank us is the Korean Peninsula. I mean, let's be honest. What would happen if our military was not in South Korea right now? I would say odds are willing to bet that North Korea would have invaded them by now. And that is one of the scarier things to think about in the world is North Korea. Because we don't know anything about them. Nobody knows anything about them. It's one of the biggest secrets in the world. I mean, so by us being good people that we are, because we have the resources, because we are a powerhouse, because we are the United States, we provide our military to a country that needs us, that has a threat such as North Korea. And by doing so, we've kept that entire Korea itself at bay. I mean, you see North Korea and South Korea, tensions can flare at times, but North Korea is going to not do anything to South Korea. And the only reason for that is because of the United States military providing resources. Now, I would like to talk about how the United States military, it's almost, let me ask a question. What if the United States military didn't have bases and didn't have its hand all around the world? What would happen? What if we just kept to ourselves? Odds are that another powerhouse would come and take that territory. Odds are we would lose a stronghold in the world. Now, I'm not trying to say that, we're using our brute force, but we do have the resources and we are benefiting these countries by trying to help them out, by trying to make sure that there aren't any crazy leaders coming up or crazy communist ways spreading throughout the world again. Because what's that going to do? Ultimately, that's going to put ourselves at risk. And we can't have that. And I'm sorry, it would be one thing if we were out there, committing crimes, hurting these countries, but we're helping them. Now, I know a lot of people are going to come back at this and talk about the economic greed that we have and, the things we obtain by going into these countries. But ultimately, we do our very best to make sure all of these countries grow, all of these countries prosper, all these countries are given a chance. Because there are so many times where there are just these crazy genocides going on and these just crazy leaders, and these people can't do a thing about it. Now, if you have the resources, do something. We have the resources. We need to do something. We need to go into these small countries. We need to help them out. We need to be the big brother. And yeah, I'm sorry. I like the fact that we have bases other places. It makes me comfortable. It makes me comfortable. It makes me feel that, if we don't take it, somebody else is going to. And, we know what we're going to do. But what if China, what if they go and start taking things? and we lose a stronghold in the world. How vulnerable does that make us? Extremely. So ultimately, my argument comes down to I feel the humanitarian reasons that the military, that in which the military provides around the world, is amazing. I feel the our ability to help countries in need is amazing also, and that is something that can't be taken for granted. I feel most importantly, the fact that we have the resources is the reason that we do the things that we do. I'm going to end it with this. Clark Kent's Clark Kent, but Clark Kent has superpowers. That's why he became Superman. And with that, he had the resources to help the world. Now, the United States is just the United States, just a big chunk of land. But we have the reasons or the resources. So we have the ability to help the world. Thank you very much. Look forward to hearing from you.